From the vibrant heart of London, Farani Taylor Solicitors proudly presents Beyond the Brief. Join us as your charismatic host. Amer Rahman leads conversations that transcend the ordinary. Today we're joined by a special guest whose insights promise to captivate and enlighten. Stay tuned as we explore the intersections of law, life and the uncharted territories beyond.
Hi everyone, we welcome you to the podcast at Farani Taylor Solicitors. My name is Amer Rahman and I'm a partner at Farani Taylor Solicitors, and it's truly to be an honor for me to be here at this podcast. So today I have a celebrity, a legend, one of the founding members of Farani Taylor Solicitors, Mr. Dost Malik. Welcome to this podcast, Mr. Malik. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you, Amer.
So, Mr. Malik, tell me about this journey. You've been one of the founding members of this organization. You still look, as I saw you about 30 years ago, handsome, smiling, and so tell us about this journey.
That's very nice of you, very kind words. It is a journey started with two people actually, and really now I feel proud and honored that I am part of this whole thing, that it has increased to this level. It was a very sort of public-oriented basically our journey started on a humanitarian basis. Myself and Farhan were doing immigration law, and we saw that people are really suffering so much in this country because of immigration issues and immigration problems. And when you solve their problem or you bring happiness to their faces, their families, their children, everything, that was a big sort of satisfaction for us. And that really, inspired me, and Farhan had a lot of motivation, of this kind of thing, that helping people and helping people when they are in crisis and they are being exploited by, at that time, the immigration had a very bad reputation as well.
It played a very important role, because I still remember in those days, you were the one who came up with that scheme as to how to regularize.
Yeah. This was started by us. Yeah. This scheme was started by, actually, when the human rights became part of UK law, then under human rights, they thought that there will be a flood of applications to regularize their stay. So that's why they just introduced the government that people who have come just 7 years, 5 years ago, they are only included in that category and they can apply to regularize their stay if they are illegal or overstayers in this country. Mostly it was done for overstayers. Illegal people were out of this category. So this scheme was only for 1 year, and when 1 year finished, the Home Office started refusing the applications that 1 year is finished. So I think we were the first one, and I challenged the Home Office at that time that this type of thing is part of human rights, and when this law was made, this concession was announced, it was not written that it will finish on 31st December 2001. There was no date. So how you can stop it? So I think they started then doing all those cases on this basis, that there was no date, cutout date or any deadline or anything. So I think this was the beginning of that regularization. I gave the name to this type of applications, regularization, and it became so famous and so well known that all over the UK, everybody was using this word, and applications were going, and still they are going.
No, definitely, Mr. Malik, you and definitely Farhan, they played a great role within Farani Taylor Solicitors. Today, this was an organization which started, I still remember, with 5 people.
Yeah.
And now we've got more than 100 people working within the organization.
But we can't forget your contribution, because you are the first one. I met Mr. Amer and I told him, please come to us, because, we had a lot of, association with him and friendship. We were working
That was
together.
a good decision. I think so.
Yeah.
That was a good decision by you.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, two decisions I can't regret. Giving this opportunity to Farhan with me, and then inviting you, and you accepted my invitation. These are the two things which I don't have a regret.
Definitely. Thank you for your kind words. I see we serve more than 40,000 clients, huge, big numbers, and it's been a great journey. Farhan is invited throughout the world on these on these international arenas. You yourself, on a number of occasions, you travel abroad. You were invited as a guest, as a speaker. So, what is the message that you give out to these people when you are
in fact,
on these events?
I love human beings. And the variety of the human beings, that there are so many.
What do you mean by variety of?
That there are so different color, different culture, different type of,
I thought you were referring to something else. Okay, thank you for
this is
clarification.
the variety of human beings. Because, when you come out of your country, this is the first thing that this multicultural, multi-religious, I mean, anything which is all of a sudden, now London is the melting pot like New York of the world. You can find people from all over the world. And this fascinated me, that how come there are so many different kind of people, different color, different religion, different culture, different sort of background. Genetically, people are different. They look different. Their faces, different races. So, and the fascination with immigration started because when you look, the first thing human beings in this world, the first thing they started in Africa about 200,000 years so far, what they have traced to Lucy, and then there are something. The first thing human beings did was migration. And this migration spread all over the world. There were only in Africa, people were living near Ethiopia somewhere. They have spotted a place. Then this migration started, and it went all around the world. And this is how 3-4 different races emerged out of that. So this is the basic thing. I mean, that's what I'm saying, that when we are talking about immigration control and immigration sort of thing, that people should be stopped from moving around. Since the beginning of human, this is what I'm saying, that migration was the first act which has created this modern world. This modern world. Without migration, people would have been living only in one place. It would have not done like this. And then the most important thing is, from my point of view, immigration, migration, even the animals, even the birds, and they migrate for different reasons, for food, for different environments, different things. So this is what I'm saying, that this is a natural instinct in human beings, that like animal world migrates, the human beings also migrate.
No, I agree with you. And not only that, I think so migrants play a very important role in terms of the economy of the country as well. I still remember that at the time of Brexit, there was a report by the OBR, which is the Office of Budget Responsibility, and it clearly stated that the Europeans at the time were one of the huge contributors towards the economy, because they were the highest taxpayers in the United Kingdom.
Obviously, America at the moment is superpower, and it's the only superpower, and such a big, huge country. And it is a country of immigrants. The reason America is superpower is because it's got immigrants from all over the world. They get the talent, they get people from all over the world. But now coming to the point, our main thing is that keeping this thing in mind, that immigration is so close to my heart in that sense, that helping people to migrate and settle down. And,
but Mr. Malik, there's plenty of things which are very close to your heart, which I can't disclose on this podcast.
Yeah,
unless if you allow me to do so.
No, I would stick to this Farani Taylor's aim and ambitions which we had, and really we wanted people. I mean, the two things we have done. I mean, I would include Farhan in this category as well, because he was more. We trained people. We hired people. We gave them opportunities to ethnic communities. People from ethnic communities, and I used to get a little bit, irritated about some people, but Farhan had more human approach towards giving training and, recruiting people. And then really we have done a very good job in that sense that we have now most of the time when I meet these solicitors and these immigration practitioners anywhere in UK, a lot of them were trained by me, and they are doing very well, flourishing, and they have got their own companies. So I think this part is also, which we should not ignore, that if you have any knowledge, if you have any skill, you have to, spread that knowledge.
I completely agree.
You have to, this is not something that it's a trade secret that people should not know. And this thing has really given me immense sort of satisfaction that people I taught them, or I explained to them, or give them information, or trained them, they are doing very well.
No, definitely, no doubt. You played a very important role within the legal fraternity, not in people's lives, but working along with your colleagues. I've seen a lot of your trainees who have been very much successful. So nowadays, I see there's a lot of changes happening within the sphere of immigration law, and a lot of people are entering the country through skilled worker visa. So what are your thoughts on this?
Definitely the whole phenomena of immigration has changed. The priorities and everything has changed. The way the world has changed. The immigration which took place in 60s, 70s, it's completely altogether different one. And this is exactly my point, that people should be aware and they should know that in Europe, in America, all these Western countries, they don't need unskilled or uneducated people anymore. And probably there is a problem in third world. In a lot of countries, there are civil wars and these kind of things are happening. That's a human problem.
Yes.
We can't discuss those things, that who is responsible, and when people are being persecuted, and where they should go. So that's a different story. But I would say that anybody who has got any skills or education or talent or anything, they should look what are the different sort of status or different type of categories in which these countries require people or need people. I mean, technically, still through statistics, you can find there is a shortage of almost 1 million people in this country for working people,
No, I agree with
different departments, different government departments, they are giving this sort of thing. But the public perception is against immigration.
But I think so, Mr. Malik, that not only that, the skilled worker aspect, but again, at the same time, I think so it's very important for people who conduct businesses in their home countries. They can come in United Kingdom, and there is a pathway whereby they can open a company and they can acquire work permits and get residence in the UK as well. That's quite
actually now lately they have introduced self-sponsorship schemes. There are categories of visa where you don't need a sponsor. There is no minimum requirement of any investment. And people who want to do the business, if they have got any business ideas, if they think that they have something unique and something, different, they have the opportunity to start their businesses in this country. Actually, my advice would be that all those people who wants to migrate should go on, websites of these countries' immigration, and they should find out that in which category they are eligible. I mean, there is a criteria for every category. So a lot of people, when they come for the information, they have no idea, and it is very difficult to explain to them that how they can migrate to these countries, or the people who are already here. Actually, my main issue is with the people who are already living here, and there is no figure, given by the government, but estimated it's almost now 1 million people. They are without any documents. Previously we used to call them illegal, overstay or what, but now the government has coined a new phrase, undocumented migrants.
But having said that, we got amazing and very talented lawyers at Farani Taylor Solicitors who would always be there to help and guide people in terms of such matters. Having said that, again, I agree with you. The core value of Farani Taylor Solicitors has been the fact is to make a difference, a positive difference in people's lives. I further understand is that the immigration team here deals with a lot of fee waiver applications as well, because currently nowadays the home office fees are so high that people can't afford. Like if there's a family of 4, we're talking about something in the region.
But Amer, I would like to add one thing from Farani Taylor point of view. As far as from personal point of view, I would like to add, it is my conviction, my belief that giving wrong advice or misguiding someone, especially in immigration issues, that's a very unethical and a criminal thing. I would say that in last 23, 25 years practice, intentionally, deliberately, I have never given advice or misguided anyone just for financial gain or something. And I'm not a religious person, I'm not a spiritual person, but I have been rewarded for this kind of thing. Because otherwise it's very difficult to continue in this kind of profession where there's so much exploitation, so many, people are really being exploited, and because in immigration people are very vulnerable, very easy to...
Actually, Mr. Malik, I agree with you. Where there is vulnerability, throughout the world, abuse happens. And I agree with you. The core value, again, for Farani Taylor Solicitors has been, is that
that was the main thing which I
try our best to give the best advice.
I wanted to create that kind of sense right from the beginning, and anybody who was working with me and myself and Farhan had this sort of feeling and ambition that at least we should give, this sort of... in immigration, there was a lot of, people were notorious and nobody could, people used to come into this field for 2 years, 3 years and then make money and get out of the business. So I think I take this pride that myself and Farhan and we all are doing it for last 20 years, 23 years, and still we get the clients. They come back to us even after 20 years. So this type of thing, reliability and this kind of, honesty is very important, because I personally, I feel that when people are in crisis or in problem, or when they are facing this kind of anxiety and stress, you should not, instead of helping them, they should not be exploited, or they should not be,
No, I agree with you. Honesty plays a very important role, and it's not only immigration law that Farani Taylor has made great contribution, but it has been in other cases as well. Like we won a case in the Supreme Court whereby we were representing PIA. That was a landmark case as well, which is a precedent throughout the world on the point of duress. It was a case in relation to contractual obligations.
I agree with you. Farani Taylor is a brand name. At the moment, I'm get leads through our marketing team, and I get the calls all over the UK. The moment I mention Farani Taylor, I don't have to introduce myself that who is Farani Taylor. I mean, 99% people are aware and people know. And really, this brand name has really helped us. Because when sometimes they come to us, they say that we were referred to Farani Taylor with their name, because of their reputation and that kind of thing. So I think that encourages us.
No, definitely.
Actually, because when people come and they say that we heard good things about Farani Taylor and we know that you are one of the best, immigration lawyers in this country and that kind of thing. So that really gives us a lot of satisfaction.
Not only that, currently our family department is very, very strong. We got some amazing lawyers in all the branches, very talented, very dedicated. Because there's a lot of people who, especially women, they suffer domestic abuse. So there's a great team of family lawyers. And not only in that, in sports law, I had the opportunity to obviously be part and parcel.
You have been very active and you have been doing very good job.
In a spot fixing case where we represented one of the captains.
And especially the equal opportunities. We worked very hard for equal opportunities of all the ethnic communities, all the different nationalities, color, and that kind of thing. I mean, that has... our Farani Taylor is like a rainbow. You can find everybody of different color, and this is a big achievement.
No, I think so. Definitely, we are very much blessed as an organization. We got great team, great in every department, whether it's the family department, whether it's the litigation department or the immigration department. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was Mr. Malik. Thank you very much. For being present at this podcast.
For me, it was a privilege, talking about Farani Taylor.
And for me, it is an honor to be sitting beside you in
that's
this
very kind
podcast.
Of you. Very kind.
And I thank you very much to the viewers.